Hello, everyone. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, so we're just waiting on a couple things here. If you haven't, there are bells and the programs in the chairs, but if you haven't received a bell or a program, there are some in the back here on a table if you want to grab one. So we'll get started in just a few minutes. Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Student unions are special. This student union is special. The Purdue Memorial Union is special. Welcome. My name is Zane Reef, and I'm the Senior Director of the Purdue Memorial Union and Auxiliary Services, and I'd like to welcome you today to the program and thank you for your attendance. We are here to honor this 100-year-old building. It's funny, how many times on a college campus do you do that? We're honoring a building. Well, when it's been responsible for countless memories and moments on this campus, the Purdue Memorial Union is an iconic representation of Purdue University and tradition. More importantly, it is the people that utilize this facility, work in this facility, and the events, both formal and informal, that have provided the canvas for those memories. The Purdue Memorial Union is one of the oldest student unions in the country and a founding member of the Association of College Unions International. It is a place for community building and social gathering for our campus, and despite any changes that take place in this facility, the mission of providing a space for Boilermakers, new and old, to feel like they have a home and somewhere to call their own will always be a priority. Thank you, Purdue Student Union Board. Without your early vision, the PMU would not be a reality. You have been around longer than the PMU, but still here stronger than ever, providing wonderful programs and amazing leadership opportunities for students. Today we will hear from honored guests about how special the legacy of the Purdue Memorial Union is to this campus. It has been a wonderful history filled with amazing moments and special people. And I'd like to take a moment to recognize some of those special people in attendance today. We have distinguished Board of Trustees members, President Chang and members of his cabinet, which include my supervisors from Administrative Operations, Senior Vice President Mike Klein and Associate Vice President Jessica Robertson. We have alumni and donors that have supported this great facility. We have community members and leaders of West Lafayette and Lafayette. We have Big Ten Student Union directors and colleagues. We have the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of College Union International, John Taylor. We have current students, we have alumni, we have former employees of the PMU, and we have current ones. We have so many people here today that shared their memories, contributed to the Centennial book, or just support the daily operations of the PMU by holding their events here or utilizing it to make memories. Thank you all for being here. Now, let's get into the heart of our program and our first speaker. I'd like to invite President Chang to the podium to talk about the impact of the PMU as he shares his comments and those of a few special guests you may recognize.
Good afternoon, everyone. Boiler up to all of you. Thank you for joining us here. What a special place and a special time. 100 years, the first 100 years of this very special building. This building is not just a building. It reflects the values and the characters of Purdue. It is unique in ways more than one. First, it is a building of the students, by the students, and for the students. Back in 1912, it was the students who first proposed the idea that we need a gathering place for Boilermakers in a growing university setting. And interrupted tragically by World War I, we picked up that momentum in 1920. If I got my dates right, in 1922, it was breaking ground with our students and the legendary David Ross, among others. In September 1924, exactly when 1 century ago that this was partially opened with additional parts of the building completed in the years following. And of course today, with AO's support, it is operated by the PSUB, the Purdue Student Union Board. In the 100 years past and many more 100 years to come, Purdue Memorial Union will always be by the students, of the students, and for the students. Second, as we stand here in the centerpiece of PMU, the Great Hall, we stand in the shadows of those Boilermakers who gave their lives, fighting for this country and fighting for freedom in World War I and World War II. Their falling on the battlefield allow all of us to rise up to defend and advance the values of the United States. And in their shadows, we are eternally grateful. And third, this being such a special place is also a reflection of the power of time. 100 years is but a blink in the long chronicle of vicissitudes of the changes and the constants in the passage of time. And soon, another blink later will be at 2124. You and I may not be right here on that September balmy day here in beautiful West Lafayette, Indiana. But we know that everything we do every day and night here together as one Purdue University community will never be done in vain. And it is my hope and conviction that in 2124, whoever might be here as Boilermakers a century later will be building upon that one brick higher spirit, the same power of public education in America to change and uplift people's lives. And this building shall continue to reflect a university standing as the bastion of individual freedom and opportunities. Now, we have not just one, but 4 living presidents of this great institution. And it is my honor, in the spirit of thanking all of those who stood here before us today, remembering the history in order to create the future, that I am honored and delighted to read the following 2 statements sent to me by my predecessors and then pass on the mic to President Jischke. This is the time capsule statement coming from President Emeritus Mitchell E. Daniels, Jr. I cannot do a good job mimicking Mitch's voice, so you have to use your imagination. But as this time capsule is assembled, the latest surge of technology has convinced many knowledgeable people that 100 years hence, the human species as the earth has known it will no longer remain, that it will have emerged or even been superseded by a higher intelligence of its own creation. Even more certain is that universities like Purdue will have been transformed, perhaps unrecognizably, from the institutions of today. So without now knowing who or what will examine this capsule that will be assembling indeed and read these words, one can venture the hope that the values for which Purdue has stood, high standards and excellence, the complete freedom of inquiry that propels the advance of knowledge and commitment to the preparation of young people for lives of productivity and purpose, will still be at its core. Hail Purdue, Mitch Daniels, President Purdue 2013 to 2022. And now, reading on behalf of our President Franz Cordova, remarks on the 100th birthday of Purdue Memorial Union. Former First Gentleman Chris Foster and I congratulate Purdue on the enduring success of the Purdue Memorial Union. It continues to be a welcoming home to students, staff, faculty, and especially the alumni who treasure their memories in it and gratefully support Purdue and its programs. Chris and I consider us among those grateful alumni. We recall wonderful events in the Union, the talent and vitality of the Purdue Varsity Glee Club and Purduettes, the enthusiasm of returning alumni, and the accomplishments of featured faculty. Also, the great desserts, says Chris, made for joyous events. Perhaps our most vivid memories are when Purdue's astronaut alumni were in town. An unforgettable night for supporters was when Neil Armstrong made remarks and then introduced Armstrong Award winner Sully Sullenberger to talk about the miracle on the Hudson. The huge room was hushed as this pilot went through each step of the day in January of 2009 when his plane was struck by birds and he was forced to land on the Hudson River. Every passenger survived. My most poignant memories were the annual nighttime memorials to honor the families of students who passed away during the year. The faces of parents, siblings, friends of these students who gathered quietly and walked the candles from the Union to the unfinished Block P, and the soft voices of Purduettes who respectfully acknowledged the moment in song remain with me. The Union means so many things to all of us who have frequented its beautiful halls. Hail to old Purdue, our friendship. May she never lack. Franz Cordova, President of Purdue, 2007 to 2012. Much of what we cherish and so proud of today for this public land-grant institution in the discovery, dissemination, and the deployment of knowledge rooted all the way back to 1869, and in particular from 2000 to 2007 to the amazing President Martin Jischke. Martin, thank you.
Thank you, Mung, for that generous introduction. It is a joy to be back in this very special building. Before I comment about the Memorial Union, I want to be clear, I am not the Purdue president that dedicated this building 100 years ago. While the odds are pretty good that I may be the oldest person in the room, I'm not that old. Ed Elliott was the president, and if you want to see him in iron, it's down here, and he's hanging on the wall. This beautiful Union building came into existence because of generous alumni led in particular by the remarkable David E. Ross. Ross was an astonishingly accomplished man and utterly devoted to this university. He was a multimillionaire, a benefactor of many causes. It all has its roots in the fact that he's a Purdue graduate in mechanical engineering. He's an inventor with 88 patents and an active and generous trustee and alum of Purdue, whose impact is visible today all over this campus. This building cost $500,000. If you discount for inflation, it's a big project. And it was built, as President Mung said, it was to honor Purdue alums as a memorial who gave their lives in military service of this nation. And in particular, the timing had a lot to do with World War I and the Purdue alums who gave their lives in that war. But out of this project, I think, a tradition of alumni financing improvements of our campus and honoring those who defend our nation has endured now for 100 years. The Forsters are one current example of that generosity in continuing this institution through this Memorial Union. This tradition, in my view, is part of what makes Purdue such a special and remarkable university. On a more personal note, I had my first visit to the Memorial Union on May 19th, 2000, when I interviewed for the Purdue presidency. I was shuffled from room to room by trustees, met with faculty and students and administrators, and they were sizing me up, and I'd like to think I was sizing them up. It was quite an interesting experience. 4 days later, on May 23rd, we had a celebratory meeting in this union of faculty, students, administrators, and the new president of Purdue. It was a very, very happy occasion for me and Patty, my wife. It led to the best job I've ever had. I was in higher education for over 50 years, and Purdue was the pinnacle of that experience. It was absolutely amazing. So those 2 meetings were very happy occasions for me. And then I was honored in the Memorial Union with the first Neil Armstrong Award for Excellence, thanking me for my service and celebrating, I hope positively, for my retirement. I have an amazing, almost uncountable number of happy and special occasions in this building, celebrations, meetings, recognitions, and in particular, getting to know the larger Purdue family and the joy and pride they have in this institution and how much they treasure their education. It made all the difference in the world for many of them. It's true for many of you in the room right here, that Purdue was a life-changing experience. It turns out it's also such an experience for presidents. And for that, I will always be grateful. Hail Purdue. Thank you.
Thank you, Presidents, for your remark. Appreciate that. Now it's my pleasure to bring forth Sarah Thompson, the current president of the Purdue Student Union Board, to talk about our current time capsule and the meaning of the PMU to students. So, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. So, if you didn't hear, my name is Sarah Thompson. I am the current president of the Purdue Student Union Board. PSUB has been honored to partner with the Purdue Memorial Union since its construction in 1924. Today, I would like to share a few things with you about PSUB, what the union means to Purdue students, and today's time capsule. The Purdue Student Union Board's mission has always been to serve the student body, faculty, staff, and greater community with programs and services that enrich and entertain while recognizing Purdue's diversity of interests and experiences. We also strive to promote student development, leadership opportunities, and friendship among our members. Lastly, we serve as a voice for students regarding the union itself. Each year, we have nearly 100 members who dedicate time outside of their classes and other responsibilities to brainstorm, plan, and execute events for their fellow students. Our 6 committees, After Dark, Entertainment, Main Stage, Multimedia Arts, Spirit and Traditions, and Well-Being, are committed to bringing our campus community the events that you see year after year. The members of our organization spend weeks each semester brainstorming ideas for the next. We hope to have events and programs where everyone can find something that they enjoy, from niche topics like Comic-Cons or crafting to a large variety of events like concerts or carnivals. We hope our events can provide Purdue students with a sense of belonging and an opportunity to make lifelong friendships. Our organization could not be successful without the support of the supportive staff here at the Purdue Memorial Union. We rely on others to assist us in creating a place for everyone to belong. We are thankful for the opportunity to collaborate and connect with many across the campus. Having the Purdue Memorial Union and its amenities is a privilege that many Purdue students often take for granted. A place to fuel their bodies, to gather with classmates or friends. We aim to communicate any challenges and processes that these students may face. PSUB is grateful to be a place where students can share their concerns and excitement about the experiences at the Union. This building is a place of comfort and camaraderie for students, alumni, and the greater community. We hope it will remain as such for many years to come. Lastly, I want to highlight some of the items that we have included in the time capsule today. Just as we have been fortunate to see a glimpse in the past, we hope that those 100 years from now will have the opportunity to learn about our current experiences. In the time capsule today, we have photos from current staff and students, the event memorabilia, such as photos from the Final Four watch parties. There are menus from the restaurants that kept us fed, items from anniversary celebrations in the past, lapel pins, and other small keepsakes. I encourage you to take time to view these items and many others that are displayed in the Walking Museum. I am ever grateful that as an undergrad to get these experiences, plan, and attend events like these. The Purdue Student Union Board has offered me so much in my 4 years here at Purdue University. As I speak on behalf of the Purdue Student Union Board, I share that they are beyond appreciative to those who have played a part in making the union what it is today. Thank you for your time.
Our job was to keep it looking as good as it could be, but still bring it into the modern era.
I just remember seeing this grand building and I think I instantly fell in love with it right then.
The Union was a great place to gather.
All of the Union is about hospitality.
There's not a room in this building that doesn't have history of some sort.
When people come back, do they go to their chemical engineer building? No. But do they go to the Purdue Memorial Union? Yes. Because I think a lot of memories are made here at the Union Building. Fondest memories of the time at PMU. I would say Christmas and bringing in the Christmas tree. But the one I remember the most, and that was on December 5th of 2008. And that's because they selected our tree in our front yard. So we had a Colorado blue spruce, and I actually have the article with me still. The ceiling in the Great Hall is about 30 feet. So therefore, you can't have anything over 30 feet. And ours was 28 feet. The Purdue Student Union Board selects a tree every year, and they selected ours, and we pulled it in here, and that was really fond memories for not only for me, myself, but for our family as well.
My most cherished time in overseeing the Union generally is a sense of pride. Having attended all the different events here, we used to have a counselor's banquet in the ballrooms. And so career-wise, there was that aspect. In the anniversary drawing room upstairs, that's where the trustees used to meet. And that's when I was appointed vice president in that particular room. The West Faculty Lounge. I was surprised by being named an honorary old master. Down in the bowling alley, I used to bring our kids for birthday parties down there. And on it goes, all the variety of rooms.
This part here where we're sitting now, this was, I will call the back room of the sweet shop at that time. And in this back wall, there was a row of booths. Those were the choice study booths. You would be able to sit back there with really no distraction, and they had Tiffany lamps that hung down over those tables. And those were the booths you wanted to get to study. So my memories are spending a lot of time back here studying, and it got to be a little family too, because you pretty much knew there were like regulars that were back here studying all the time. So those are my biggest memories of it.
Well, my favorite memory of working at the Union, it's really difficult to pinpoint one down. 14 years is tough to say, this one sticks out. The majority of my favorite time is actually being exposed and working with the students and watching them come in on day one. I would say the students are probably my favorite memory.
We have lots of great memories. As a freshman, there weren't a lot of other things to do around campus at the time, and the Union provided a great opportunity for us. Gather here with friends, community mixers, the live music outside. My most treasured memory was I happened to meet a young co-ed in the summer, and invited her, had my first date at the sweet shop, and so we kind of hit it off a little bit, but we both had our own things to do and other people to see. But then at the Union that fall, when we came back for the fall semester, we met at one of the mixers right out here where it used to be by the reflecting pool. And we've been together ever since. We married and been here ever since. So we still live in the community and enjoy being around Purdue, and a lot of great memories.
Several things come to mind as my most memorable experiences while working at the hotel. One of the highlights was the opportunity to house Stephen and Jane Beering in the hotel while the major renovation of Westwood took place. They were fun to work with. I'll never forget in my office getting a call directly from Stephen Beering saying, "Jerry, I need your help."
What the Union means to me, there's actually several, but I'm going to narrow it down to one, and that is home. Unions needed to be a home away from home. And so what we tried to do is provide every convenience that students needed to be a home away from home. And so I think the Union is that still today.
It became home, and I still see it as home to me, a home base, even when I still visit up to this day.
But I think the word I would pick is community, because the Union is always a great place to meet other people for the first time, to reunite as alumni, to go to special events in the banquet rooms. Sometimes it's about campus life and campus work, and other times it's just enjoying what's going on.
Today's buildings, modern buildings, are kind of the same. They don't have quite the same feel that a place like this has. The limestone columns remind us of the ruggedness of the people who use this facility. And the upswept arches of the windows are youth and spirit of the students who use the facility. And even the multicolored panes of glass represent diversity of the students.
The Union is a unique place. It's not classrooms where you're learning. You come to the Union to get a break from all of that. You come to either stay, or you came to eat, or go to a banquet, or just hang out somewhere, because a lot of diverse kinds of community building, hospitality things happen in this place.
This place is a very, very special place. It holds not only memories for myself, but a lot of people. Reflecting back, just walking to the interview here, I recalled certain things that happened as I made my way from the Great Hall steps to this location, things that would happen there, events that happened. There's so many things. This building is so special to everyone that walks through. It's grandeur and brings back memories in many ways for me. So, memories.
Thank you. Thank you for all the contributors to that video, and thank you, Sarah. And just to kind of point out, P-Sub was responsible for a number of events this past week, including an outdoor concert that was behind us that shut down Mitch Daniels Boulevard. So I'd like to thank you and Michaela, your advisor, and everybody for all the stuff that you do here for the Union. Next, I'd like to welcome former PMU director and author of the Centennial book, Purdue Memorial Union, The First 100 Years, Bob Mindrum, to the podium.
Thank you, Zane. It's great to be here today to help celebrate this special anniversary. This book that I have written in honor of this occasion, Purdue Memorial Union, The First 100 Years, 1924 to 2024, is now available here in the West Main Lounge at the Union Club hotel desk, downstairs at the Boilermaker Market, at the Purdue Team Store in Stewart Center, and online after October 1st at the Purdue Press or Amazon. It's a fairly comprehensive look at the origins and evolution of the college union movement, the incredible effort to build this union at Purdue, the union's magnificent architecture, the role of the Purdue Student Union Board in filling this building with life and activity, our close association with the Association of College Unions International, and a chronology of how the union's hospitality and recreational operations have contributed to life at Purdue. And amidst all that information, there are over 250 pretty cool photographs showing initial construction, early life in the union, and the evolution of union programs and facilities over the decades. There are far too many people to thank here today, but rest assured that this was a team effort. It's been a labor of love, and it's a real privilege to contribute to the history of the union and to Purdue University. I will leave you with this brief excerpt from the book, a quote from Irving K. Pond, who was the principal architect of this building, talking about the purpose of the union. The function of the Memorial Union Building is twofold: to carry the message to the outside world of the sincerity, freedom, and unity of the life lived within, and to minister to the fullness of that life through an ever-present symbolism, subtly but insistently conveying its meaning to those who play or work or dwell within its walls. And as one who had the privilege of walking these halls on almost daily basis for over 20 years, I can attest to the fact that over time, the union does indeed make its spirit known. Thanks again for being here today.
Thank you, Bob, for your service to the PMU and providing this great memento. Before you get too comfortable in that seat, I'd like you to come up here and join me real quick, and I'd like to invite Beth McCuskey, Vice Provost for Student Life, and Heather Beasley, Senior Director for Student Life Operations, to the stage for a special presentation.
We have a surprise for you, Mr. Mindrum.
Again?
As we sit here today in this hallowed hall and reflect on this incredible facility and the many lives that it has touched over the years, we also owe a debt of gratitude to those who have come before and those who have put their lives into this incredible space. Bob Mindrum joined us in 1996, and his efforts here at PMU were just phenomenal. Bob brought a brand new business plan to the facility. Bob brought capital improvements to the facility, and most importantly, Bob brought forward this spirit of community and this dedication to our students and their role in this space, as well as the impact of this space for future generations. It's all about the students, and it's all about the community. So with that, we owe this gentleman a debt of gratitude, and I would like to announce today that from this day forward, Mr. Mindrum will be known as Director Emeritus of the Purdue Memorial Union. And we have a little plaque. I will read it. It's pretty short, but it's really special. In recognition of the unwavering support, contributions, and dedication to the Purdue Memorial Union, Director Emeritus is hereby bestowed upon Bob Mindrum on the 17th day of September 2024, with, of course, all the privileges that go with that title.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a wonderful honor. And again, thanks for your service, Bob. I look forward to our continued interactions for the foreseeable future. As you have seen, we have some wonderful people working here in the PMU throughout history. I do want to take one moment to recognize three very important people that are no exception to that rule and have been working behind the scenes, putting together today for this event and helping coordinate much of the past week's worth of events. These three individuals are Lauren Stearns, Hannah Krajewski, and Victoria Deno. So if you could please stand or wave wherever you're at to be recognized, thank you for your time and effort. There they are, right there. All right. Now we've got one final thing to do. So I need everybody to grab those bells. If you didn't, there might be some distributed there on the back table. and I want you to hold them high. We're going to count down and ring them as loudly as we possibly can to honor the history of the PMU and ring in the next 100 years. In 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. That concludes our program today, but please join us in room 118 to my right for light refreshments and gifts, and enjoy the walking museum and the main lounges to my left to witness some amazing pieces of PMU history. Thank you and have a wonderful day.